Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so today, as you can see, I've got two of these replica Rolls-Royce Derwent jet engine flame tubes, combustor liners, and they're made out of resin, and they're painted to look like they're metal. I'm still in the process of painting them. Technically speaking, they have a little bit of touch-up to do to make them finished. But I wanted to show this while I'm here because I'll explain in a minute. I started to paint them. I initially always paint these with all-clad. That's how I've been painting these forever. But I figured I would do them in Duralumen. So I broke out the little bottle of Duralumen, which I used a portion of this, maybe a quarter, maybe a third. So there's a pretty good amount in this bottle. And I figured it'd be enough to do both of these. I was wrong. So the rest of the bottle, 2/3 of the bottle, went onto this one here. And it looks great. The Duralumen looks awesome. However, it does not go nearly as far. I'm used to using all-clad. A bottle of all-clad this size would easily do both of these, no problem, with a little left over. But the Duralumen didn't give me full coverage. It's actually, if I move this around, you can see there's some little dark spots in this that need to be touched up. I was saying before how there's little dark spots here and there. One of the best ways to check is to get something white. This is dirty, but it's a white piece of foam, white paper will work, and I hold it up in the reflections and you can see where the dark spots are, areas that need a little more paint. See all those dark areas? Because sometimes when you're just looking at the reflections, it's very hard to see them, but when you put something white there, they show up real easy. So usually if I'm doing something that needs to be all painted silver, I will go over it once while holding something reflective so I can check the surface and see where these dark areas, like right here, need to be touched up. So anyway, just a little tidbit that I'd share real quick. So I ended up using all of the Duralumen on this one, and it didn't quite give me the coverage that I wanted. However, the Duralumen looks great. You can see it looks awesome. You see my reflections in there. It's very nice looking. But a while back, a few months ago, I purchased the Eastwood Liquid Chrome, which is new to me. I've never tried it. It looks similar to maybe all-clad or maybe Duralumen. This was 80 bucks maybe on Amazon, and it's maybe, I can't remember if it was that much. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think a thing about this big of all-clad is between $30, $35. So this was about 80. It's about twice the size, 4 times the size of the 1 ounce bottles. So I figured this would last me a while. I'll give it a shot. So today I tried it out, and I think it looks really, really good. Now, there are some differences. I don't know how well it shows up in camera. The reflectivity looks almost identical in camera. The Duralumen is slightly better as far as reflectivity, just slightly, barely notice. Can't even tell in camera. In person, you can see a little bit. But the Eastwood stuff has like a better fall off on the sides. Like as the reflections go around the sides away, like you hit a glancing angle away from your eye. This has like a brighter color, which I'm interested in because the Duralumen looks a lot like all-clad, but this kind of has a slightly more opaque look to it, which I think might lend itself well to being tinted in the future. I'm not going to tint these, but now I'm really curious to see how this goes. So whatever I have left in here, I'll probably use on a future project. I have a thing coming up that I may do this on. I'm going to do a couple tests and see, and if it works, this will be my next kind of go-to. The one big difference is that the all-clad and the Duralumen, when you spray it, it dries super fast. So you spray it and you can see the shine immediately. The Eastwood, when I first started to spray it, I was like, oh, this doesn't look good. It was kind of hazy, the reflectivity didn't look great. So I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. I guess I'm not going to use this. And I was getting ready to go to the store to buy some new paint. I was going to go buy all-clad to finish this one. And I came back out, and the area that I painted actually got really shiny. It looked good. So it just takes longer for the actual stuff to dry. Not real long, but you know, this would be like 10-15 seconds. This is more like 45 seconds to a minute before it starts to look shiny. So you don't get that instant kind of look of the shiny metal as you spray the paint. That being said, after it dried, it looked really good. I was excited. I was like, oh, this is great. I think this, you know, looks really good. It smells like a lacquer, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be pretty sturdy to the touch. I'm not going to mess with this white yet, but I buffed it with some tissue paper. So this paint, much like All Clad, when you buff it, it gets really shiny. It just kind of gets like a dusty layer from when you lay the paint down. There's kind of like a dust layer that settles, and when you wipe it off, it's very shiny underneath. The Duralumen does not seem to do that. The Duralumen looks how it looks, and when you wipe it, it kind of looks the same. It doesn't get shinier as you give it a buff. It just sort of, there it is. But this acts like the All Clad, so it's pretty good. So I'm gonna I will be doing weathering on these. I don't think I'm going to do a surface coat on them. I think I'm gonna go straight to the weathering after this and see how it goes. If it works, I'll probably do a follow-up video and just talk about it, maybe show them. But anyway, I figured I'd share this while I'm here. Might be a day or two before I get to the weathering step. So anyway, I hope this was useful to some of you guys. This is the Eastwood liquid chrome. There's some kind of clear coat they sell that goes over this. I haven't tried it yet. And this is the Duralumen. So shiny, so chrome. This is standard Duralumen. I did another video on this compared to All Clad before too, so you can go look at that. I'll link it at the end. But anyway, Eastwood Chrome looks really good. Pretty nice stuff. All right, I wanted to take another little clip from this side here so we could look at these. You can see a little bit what the reflectivity looks like in these two paints. So you can see this, the Duralumen is on this side. It's a little tiny bit sharper than the reflections, but really close. Like this one looks still great. And you can see down here, I don't think I've dusted it off yet, but you can see the reflective qualities are nice. And this is what I was talking about. When it gets close to the side, glancing away from the point of view, the reflections are really good as it glances, which I don't think they're quite as good. They're still good here, but they kind of go darker. Even on the Duralumen and the All Clad kind of like get darker as the fall off away from the eye. And you can see on this one, it's nice and bright. So that's a thing that I think is one of the fallbacks to tinting All Clad or Duralumen, is it always has a little bit darker look than like spray chrome. And I'm very curious to see how this stuff looks. So that'll be a future video. But anyway, I feel like I didn't show any of this in the last clip, so it's fun to see. I'm gonna go back and finish touching these up and make them look pretty, and I'll be back soon. Later, guys. And then I'm gonna awkwardly walk over here and stop my camera. Bye.